We are just about 3 months away from Election Day, and we're taking a look at new polling numbers.
A new survey from Texas Public Opinion Research. It was just released, and it has James Talarico ahead of Ken Paxton in the race for U.S. Senate.
In a survey of more than 1,000 likely Texas voters, here's the breakdown. 45% say they'll vote for Talarico versus 40% for Paxton, 14% undecided.
In the governor's race, Greg Abbott leads Gina Hinojosa by 3 points, with 10% of likely voters still undecided.
The poll also shows Republican Mays Middleton and Democrat Nathan Johnson are in a dead heat in the race for Attorney General. 18% here undecided.
Joining us now is U of H professor and KHU 11 political analyst Brandon Rottinghouse. Brandon, the headline is the Senate race, but this poll also shows Governor Abbott in a much closer race himself. Is this poll telling us something bigger about the overall political mood or the candidates themselves?
I think it's telling us a little bit about both. I think it's certainly signaling that the Democrats have got a headwind here. It's pretty obvious that the incumbent party in elections like this do pretty badly. The economy is a bit sour. You've got conflict abroad. That means, generally speaking, that it's a tougher hill for the incumbents to travel up. But if you're a Democrat, you like this poll because this is basically showing them the win set that they need to be successful. For all of these candidates, this is as big a lead as they've gotten for Talarico and as close as they've gotten for some down ballot candidates like for governor and for attorney general. So for Democrats, they're cheering this, thinking they're in a good spot.
Yeah, so Brandon, the head-to-head numbers look encouraging for Democrats. It also shows a lot of undecided voters. What should we make of that?
That's a great point, Len. We've got 100 days until the election. There's still lots of politics to be had, and we're going to see a flurry of digital ads, and people are going to have mailers stuffed in their mailboxes. So there's no doubt that there's a lot more to do. This is not uncommon to have a lot of undecideds at this point. I think the greater the number of undecideds for some of these down ballot races are usually likely to break to Republicans. That's traditionally been the case, but we're in a different cycle here. And obviously, like I mentioned, the fact that this is a bad year for Republicans means that every vote matters.
Absolutely. So is there one issue or one moment that could fundamentally reshape these races with about 3 months to go?
The biggest factor pointed to for most voters in this poll and most polls we've seen is the economy. We're certainly seeing a huge split among independents. We've got them breaking to Democrats to the tune of about 20%. You've got essentially leaning Republicans, which is the biggest surprise here, breaking to the Democrats to the tune of about 12 to 17%. The same is not true on the other side, the Republican side. They're not getting Democratic leaner. So it tells us the Republicans are still not unified around their candidates. That's something they're going to have to work on. But the biggest factor here is really the non-college educated voters. Typically, they swing to Republicans. The poll here indicates that they've got a 21% lead for Talarico. So there's definitely a lot of success here for Democrats, but they are going to have to do their best to hold it. So like you say, the issues are really going to be important. They've got to keep their foot down on some of these big issues like immigration, like the economy.
I got you. The economy always an issue. Brandon Rottinghouse, UH professor, KHU 11 political analyst. Thank you for your time, sir.